This video is brought to you by Raycon. Hey everyone, Arlo here, just going for a nice little walk and enjoying my favorite music as always thanks to my Raycon everyday earbuds. Only today, I'm sharing one earbud for me and one for me, his new best friend, a mysterious doppelganger from another universe. We've been walking all day, but our Raycons still haven't run out of charge. They last up to 8 hours, and we can use the convenient charging case to go up to 32 hours without needing to find an outlet. They're also always comfortable, no matter how long we wear them, and they never fall out. They're so sleek and low profile, plus they come with an assortment of silicone gel tips to fit any ear, ensuring maximum comfort and stability for everyone. The sound quality is great. They pack a ton of bass, and I can easily customize the intensity using my music app's equalizer. Or simply hold down the left button for 3 seconds to switch between pure, balanced, and bass sound profiles. Plus, I love how I can take calls at the touch of a button. Hello? Let us not forget that these little guys come in several stylish colors and look just as slick as they feel. Raycon Everyday Earbuds have garnered over 50,000 5-star reviews, and they come with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. And you can hit the link down in the description below or head to buyraycon.com/Arlo to get 15% off your order. Hey Arlo? Yes, Arlo? What do you say we walk until the sun goes down? Sounds great, Arlo. Let's do it. I'm going to replace you. What? Summer breeze. Hello, my friends. It feels so good to be in front of the camera again. Thank you so much for your patience. I know the uploads have not been coming very quick recently. I had the thing, the thing where they take the organ out of me, and then I had the COVID, so it's been a long couple of weeks. But I can finally speak for a decent amount of time without breaking into a crazy giant coughing fit. So let's talk about a thing. Okay, so right off the bat, I know how this video is going to look to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Especially coming so soon after that Zelda video I did. I know it's like, I'm kind of worried about Breath of the Wild 2, and now it's like, I'm kind of worried about Splatoon 3. I know it's very similar. I know I accept the barrage of quote retweets that are coming my way. I can accept that there are some people out there who feel that I am literally, like, not joking, not exaggerating, literally only negative. That's fine. But you know the rule. If I've been thinking about it a lot, I make a video about it. So here we are, making a video. So Nintendo's marketing machine has been a little bit weird recently. Like, definitely not all bad, just a little weird. We've been getting lots and lots of Twitter drops. Just like lots and lots of just social media, just random posts and just tidbits and details and trailers and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong at all, like, this is awesome. Like, this is really, really important. Part of the reason Nintendo has turned things around for themselves is because they've really gotten with the times and they've really started utilizing social media. And they've been utilizing the heck out of it. Twitter Directs it's basically a thing now. And, at the time of this recording, Xenoblade is coming out in like a day or two, and they've been feeding us constant Xenoblade 3 stuff, like just constantly, and that's awesome. But when it comes to some games, just like mostly getting social media stuff like all by itself for a long time, it starts to feel a little bit weird. And we didn't get a big general Nintendo Direct in June, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get another one until September, until the next time when Nintendo would traditionally do one. And it's totally cool if they just don't have a lot of new stuff to reveal. They just wanna like save it for later and make sure the Direct is really good. Like, that's cool. But it's just kind of weird because they've got so many games coming this year, and especially like right now, this little block of time, like in the summer, there's so many games coming out, and it feels weird that we didn't have that general Direct with a bunch of like, new trailers and launch trailers and all that stuff. Some sort of big dump of lots of like official updates on some of these games. Specifically, the way they've been treating Splatoon 3 has just felt weird, just kind of weird overall, Like, they revealed it last year, and it was cool, and then since then, we got another trailer, and it didn't really give us that much. Like, neither of them have really given us that much, and since then, they've just been drip feeding us these really, really teeny tiny little tidbits, And that's weird. Like, Splatoon is a big thing. Like, it is one of Nintendo's big properties now. And I keep waiting for that big new hook, you know? No pun intended. I keep waiting for the big new thing. The reason for Splatoon 3 being a thing, you know? Like, the promise of a story mode that's like actually a real major single player thing instead of just like a, you know, little 5-hour thing, or like some really major new mechanic, or like a big lore shakeup that like affects the entire world, or Salmon Run. Like, they teased Salmon Run. They came out of the gate teasing Salmon Run, and they were like, here's some new Salmonids, and it's just kind of like, okay, yeah. But like new Salmon Run, like modes, or like just, you know, progressions, just like, you know, just like a deeper, just none of that. Since then, we've basically gotten not a whole lot. I keep waiting for the trailer. You know what I mean? Like, the trailer. The one that really makes you go, yeah, there it is. Now I'm hyped for this game. Now I get it. But like, the game release is rapidly approaching, and we have still not gotten that. Technically, there is still time before release, but like, the game comes out pretty darn soon. And like, historically, this is just based on my memory, I could be wrong, but I feel like historically, when Nintendo does this thing, and we keep being like, okay, but like, is there more to the game? Like, is there a thing that like you're waiting to show us? There's usually not. It usually just ends up being like, no, it's just kind of that, and then they released it and it was fine, and like, that's cool, but you know what I mean? We wonder if there's gonna be some big new hook, and it's gonna be some big trailer that really just delivers that message, and usually when we go this long without having one, we don't really get one. They just kind of keep drip feeding us these little details, and then the game comes out. Done. I know not everyone feels this way, and you know, we've all been talking about it ever since they announced the game, but like, ever since they revealed Splatoon 3, I've just been waiting for Nintendo to convince me that this sequel is even needed. Like, to big fans, there are lots of changes coming. You know, if you're really dialed into the game and you're up to date on all the little things that they're sharing, like, yeah, there's a lot of little details. The whole meta is probably gonna be completely different. New weapons, new specials, and all that stuff. Like, totally. But like, the hardcore fans, they're not the only people that sell games, you know? Like, there's always this balance with anything between the fans, the rabid fans that are gonna buy it no matter what, and then the bigger audience, the general audiences. You need that broad kind of mass appeal. Like, that's where the real numbers come from. And we don't like that fact, but it's an uncomfortable fact, but it is a thing. And really, like, to general audiences, does this game look like anything more than just more Splatoon? You know, than just like Splatoon again? Don't get me wrong, more Splatoon is awesome, because Splatoon is awesome, and more of a good thing is just a good thing. And before you call me a hypocrite, okay, I'm ahead of you on this one. Before you do that, yes, I have frequently said that I am very much in favor of sequels and feel that Nintendo should do a whole lot more. I feel that not every sequel has to completely reinvent a series. You know, we are fine with getting more of the same sometimes. So in that light, I can absolutely see the value in Splatoon 3. You know, like in that light, it doesn't need a reason for existing at all other than the fact that it is more Splatoon. But I think it feels a little different with a primarily multiplayer game. You know, they're just so updatable, endlessly updatable. Not wanting to create endless DLC for a single player game, I totally get that. You know, like maybe you do give it some DLC, a little extra something, but like eventually you get to a point where you want to start over. You want to do a brand new story, brand new mechanics and all that stuff. But like a multiplayer game, there's so much less reason to start over unless you're making really big changes. Just look at Overwatch. People have also been wondering why that's getting a sequel, and there's been no indication whatsoever that the sequel is necessary. It's just like, why? Just why? Like, just keep updating the base game like you've been doing. What does the 2 even do for us here? And you know, yeah, again, I'm definitely not saying that I can see no reason for Splatoon 3 at all, you know, because Splatoon has an overarching narrative, and like, I totally see why they would want to refresh things. This has given them an opportunity to set the game in a brand new location, a new city, and they can weave any sort of like story into the experience that they want without having to, you know, purely build upon what was already there. Like, yeah, obviously I get it. to a degree. But the problem is that this isn't a free-to-play game that everyone can just jump on when it launches. This is a premium $60 game that they need to convince people to buy. And again, it's a multiplayer game. You know, single player, you buy it, you enjoy it, you're done. Perfect. But like, community is everything when it comes to multiplayer games. You want as many people playing the game as possible. Splatoon 2 has sold over 13 million copies, and it's got legs. If Splatoon 3 never came out, 2 would continue to sell throughout the rest of the life of the Switch. Like right now, it's got such a big player base for a game that you have to pay for. Like, Nintendo is in such a good place with Splatoon 2 right now. But the second you release a sequel, a big chunk of that player base is gonna move over to the new game. You're gonna split them all. And then you have a lot of people who, you know, can't afford to buy 3 at launch, and a lot of people who also just don't feel that 3 is worth buying at launch, you know? And like, you don't want to put your customer base in a situation where a tremendous number of them are wondering if your sequel is worth shelling out money for, you know? Like, you want them to be excited. You want it to be a no-brainer. In case there's any question here, I love Splatoon. I love Splatoon. I think Splatoon is one of the best things that Nintendo has done in the last decade. I'm terrible at Splatoon, and I don't usually end up like sticking around for too long because I'm just so bad at it and I can never win, and then I get mad and then I quit. But I love the gameplay and the mechanics and the world and all the story and the single player stuff and all that stuff. Like, I was really, really hyped for the first game. Splatoon 2 was like a little bit less exciting, you know, it didn't look too different, but you know, it was coming to the Switch, so like that was a big deal. But now I'm even less hyped for 3 than I was for 2. Like, there's this like diminishing hype level for like each game. I am 100% sure that Splatoon 3 is gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. You know, it's gonna be really good because Splatoon is cool and the team behind it, they're incredible. Like, they are absolutely amazing, top tier Nintendo people. But I don't know, I can't shake this feeling. Like, you don't want people to get the sequel just because it's more of the same. You know, you like the previous one, so you know you like this one, you know? Like, you want the old fans to be hyped, and then you want to bring in new people as well. But like, what is Splatoon 3 doing to bring in new people that weren't already convinced by 2? Like, what would be the real reason to finally take the plunge, you know? And then that question, whatever you gain from Splatoon 3, is it worth splitting that player base? Is it worth compromising having an incredible amount of people on one game, one sort of platform, you know? I just don't know. And ultimately, the proof will be in the pudding. You know, if Splatoon 3 ends up selling another 10 million copies, then like, there you go. Apparently, you really don't need a reason to make a Splatoon sequel. But I do worry about it. Not a ton, like absolutely not a ton. Like, I have no doubt it will sell enough to be a great success, definitely. And like I said, it will be very, very good. I just want the series to live up to its potential, and it feels like 2 was kind of like pushed out the door a little bit early, and that's why it kind of felt like more of the same, but we've had 4 years since then. I want Splatoon 3 to feel like the real Splatoon 2. You know what I'm saying? Like the game that really pushes the series forward. I want to see the series go even bigger than it already is. And then of course, like on a personal level, I also just want to play a big, crazy new Splatoon game. You know, I want to be super excited and get it and be like, wow, you know? It's been long enough that they absolutely have had enough time to give us a great big sequel. So if all we end up getting is like a little sequel or like a decent sequel, but like not really any different than the jump from 1 to 2, it's just disappointing. But as always, I must ask, what do you think? What do thine thinketh in thy brain meats? Are you with me, or are you like, Arlo, you're crazy, you're stupid, quit, delete your channel? I've never been more excited for a game in my life. Let me know down in the comments, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do everyone a favor. I'm gonna cut out the middleman. Here's the thumbnail image that you can put on Twitter. Like, you can just like take this and like take this out of context and just like put it on Twitter. It'll get way more retweets than any actual tweet that I ever do. And like, there you go. We save a lot of time this way, right?